Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners, a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive into the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and television watcher, Stairmaster.
Every time I close my eyes, I wake up so horny.
I'm sure everyone will get that reference. And with us, as always, is our other co-host and television novice, Kiorein.
Novas.
Is that me? Hello.
Well, you're Kiorein, aren't you?
Television intrient.
It's been so long I don't remember my name.
Well,
Yeah,
you're Kiorein. I'm Swanson, and that's Stabmaster.
Oh, you got any proof of that?
Oh, I should stab you.
Alright, well, I believe you. Don't worry.
Taste my blade. What?
No!
Stop it.
What?
Stop stabbing.
Wow, he's fast. Oh. Uh-oh.
Except for that right there, you stabbed them.
Oh,
Well,
that's blood.
that's fine. I'm sure it'll just, heal itself.
We'll just leave that in there for now.
Yeah. Don't pull it out.
Alright, I'll just have this mortal wound in my chest during the podcast. That's fine.
It's fine, this episode probably won't go on for more than an hour.
Yeah, it usually doesn't. We've been gone for a while, but hey, we're back after having solved the mystery of Kyo's mysterious demise.
We disobeyed the gods.
And we're ready to kick some butt at Wild Canyon.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Yeah, edit that song in, Swanson.
No. Anyway, what'd you guys watch this week?
I watched Strike Back.
What's that?
It's like a Jack Ryan type show, except actually good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's about British folks and one token American.
So there's not too many British people on this show for
No,
you?
there's lots of British people.
Is the American the superhero man, or
They're like a buddy cop type thing. One guy's British and the other's American.
one man's British, the other's American. How
Yeah.
will they get along?
Yeah, the second episode is basically Die Hard and Owns.
does anybody get burnt with scalding hot tea?
No.
Dang.
They do shove a crumpet down someone's throat, though.
At one point, the American guy is nude, and a guy with an assault rifle breaks into his hotel, and he disarms him with a towel, and then murders him. That was
Nice.
pretty cool.
Nice. Is his penis flopping around the entire time?
Well, he thinks it's a Cinemax, but no. You only see girl stuff.
That's rude.
Yeah.
That's sexist.
Well, write a letter to Cinemax.
What
I
if
will.
I want a scene where the guy takes him down with his genitalia.
Just slaps him in the face. He just jabs it into his eye.
He strikes back.
Yeah, it seems cool from what I've seen, which is 2 episodes. My dad likes it more than Jack Ryan as well. So it crosses partisan lines, I guess.
Keo, what did you watch?
The only thing I watched was the season finale of Better Call Saul.
It was a good one.
It really was, but it made my skin feel bad.
It made my skin feel good.
It made my
What?
It made my skin feel all good, man.
Everyone mostly got off fine.
What about the German guy?
Mostly.
Spoilers for the season if you haven't watched.
Mostly.
You could argue that nobody is fine in this right now. I guess Lalo.
Lalo.
He had a good day. He accomplished a lot.
He
Yeah,
killed
he
some
did.
nerd.
He did murder a man. Do you think that'll come back to haunt him in some way?
Literally. The ghost will appear.
Yeah.
It'll just be that squeaky voiced teen.
I guess it was a good day for Gus.
No, he was also very upset at the end.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. It was a good day for Gail.
He seemed deeply uncomfortable by the end.
Gail seemed really excited. He was like,
yeah,
"Oh
but then
boy!"
he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
He's a good boy. And he has a bright future ahead of him.
Yep, nothing bad will ever happen to this guy. Anyway, yeah, it was really good. The entire season was great.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to my favorite
Bob
comedy.
Odenkirk.
Yeah, sure. A shout out to Bob Odenkirk.
And your favorite comedy, Mr. Show.
He did a really good job on that last scene. Good on Bob Odenkirk for being a good dramatic actor as well as a comedian. I'm going to give a shout out to my favorite comedy on television right now, The Good Place.
Starring David Cross.
That's right. David Cross as Ted Danson. It's a good show featuring good people doing good things.
And a good place.
Does it make you smile?
It makes me laugh. It makes me go,
But no smiling, though.
No, I only laugh.
Okay, that's kind of weird, Swanson. So you laugh and then you go back to a neutral face afterwards?
Yep, exactly. You don't do that?
No, that's... Usually I'm smiling when I'm done laughing.
I don't. That's so weird to me. I don't know.
Usually I frown because happiness makes me feel uncomfortable. It's so foreign and confusing. This emotion.
Something's a bit off with you two.
Maybe something's off with you. I mean, two beats one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there was a problem here with me because I'm the one with the knife in my chest. You guys are healthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me sad too.
What he has a knife in his chest?
Yeah. Soon
You
he'll
want
be
one?
gone.
We got any television news, Swanson?
Well, we've been gone for a while, so there's been lots of television news. But I want to focus on the current stuff. You know, the new news.
You mean like the news?
No, the television news.
Oh.
Not the depressing stuff.
So you
guys
wanna
ready for
talk about
Spock?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah? You
It's
guys ready
better
for
than
Spock?
talking about climate change, I guess.
Spork?
Let's talk Spock.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. Spock? Spork? What?
You know, that guy from Star Trek, he's all like, hey, what's up?
Hello,
I don't
Captain.
feel emotions.
Oh, he is like, hello, I am logical. I am the Spock.
I went to STEM degree. Let
Anyway,
us do
he's
some
back.
math, Captain.
He's coming back for the new season of Star Trek Discovery. And
He's got a new look.
That's
Is that abnormal? Is he usually not back?
I mean,
not usually. He hasn't been back on television since Leonard Nimoy played him in the 60s. So
it was
So-
in one episode of The Next Generation or two.
was he as Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, I think that was the one where he had like a brain problem, like with emotion, so he had to pass off all of his suffering to Picard, who was just weeping in the corner. And that might have
Well,
been
I'm gonna-
something Vulcan.
I'm going to show this picture of the new Spock to you guys. Now, Keo, I want you to explain to the listening audience this photo. Explain it in some detail for us.
Okay, so we have a man here. He's got elf ears because he's an elf.
Sure.
He's got
Yeah.
his eyebrows done. Like, they are, as the kids say, on fleek.
Do they say that still?
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm gonna seem really old.
Oh dear.
He's also, I don't remember Spock having a beard, but in this photograph, he has a beard, and I don't know. It's kind of a rugged beard.
Why?
It's a
Versus
little,
like
it's,
these.
it's less maintained than his eyebrows for sure.
Why would you give him anything more than a goatee?
This is young Spock, okay? He's going through a lot.
Young people should be shaving their facial hair.
What a bold stance.
Well, that's when you
I
learn
don't
that
know,
important
wouldn't-
life skill.
Wouldn't someone who's logical like make sure that the beard is like totally like straight and like perfectly shaved?
No,
Yeah,
it
you wouldn't want to
seem...
get caught on the moving parts of the spaceship.
I don't think that's how the spaceships work in Star Trek.
Captain, these ponytails are incredibly unlogical.
Yeah, Spock is he's looking young, and I don't know if does this Spock fuck? This looks like a Spock that This looks like a Spock that would fuck and be confused by it.
I'm confused by it. I don't think the Spock fucks.
No, that facial expression. He's hungry for me. He's looking at me.
It's true. Anyone who looks at the photo, he is sort of staring luridly at you.
The photo that, of course, will be in the show notes.
He's just staring deeply into your eyes, wondering if he can feel those lips on his lips.
Would you like to touch it?
That is something he'd probably say. Anyway, I don't like this look. Looks like he's about to open up a brewery.
Captain, bend over. We must procreate.
That's not... All right.
According to my calculations,
in my fan fiction,
sex between us would be mutually beneficial.
The only way to defeat Khan is to create our own master race.
So what are your out of 10? What would you rate this photo, Spock? What would you rate this new look, Spock?
Like 6.5.
As far as being Spock goes, the Spock I know, the Spock I'm vaguely familiar with, probably like a 3. But just as like an elf man, he gets a 10.
Yeah, as like a hot elf guy, sure. Points across the board as a hot space elf.
Captain, give me the ring.
But
your mind cannot handle its corrupting influence.
But for Spock, I'm gonna go 4 out of 10. All right. Yep. Moving on. If there's one thing we all have learned to accept in our day-to-day lives, it's drones.
Oh no. Oh no.
In a way, when you think about it, what are drones but the modern-day dragons?
I've made peace with the drones.
Which makes sense because Game of Thrones has employed anti-drone weaponry recently to prevent spoilers from leaking out on set.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing the kind of money you can have when you're HBO's most popular program.
What, do they have like predator drones flying in to steal secrets from Game of Thrones?
From what I've heard, it's like they got like big microwaves that they shoot at the drones to mess up their guidance.
No, Kio's asking, are other people like who are hungry for spoilers for Game of Thrones just piloting drones into the sets?
Oh. Yes, they are, apparently.
I guess they must have been enough for them to utilize what the network calls a drone killer.
Those are some drastic measures.
Yeah, I mean, it's the final season, Kiorein, and people want to know who's going to live, who's going to die.
And who's going to fuck.
Yeah, that's
I can't believe the Game of Thrones set is a literal war zone.
You've got to protect your assets in this world.
And I'm assuming when we're talking about drones, we're not talking about the handheld drones, but predator drones.
There's like a spectrum. Like, you can get, like, the off-the-shelf stuff, and then you can have hobbyist-built drones. Yeah. And you have to get FAA certifications for your flight plans and whatnot.
As for the anti-drone weaponry that's being used, it's a rifle. It's like a device that fires a wide beam that disables any drones it hits. And yeah, they've just been trying to stop all the flood of spoilers from getting out. So my question to you guys is, if not anti-drone technology, what would you personally use on your set if you were the Game of Thrones people?
To what?
Just make everyone quiet.
To ward off spoilers.
Oh.
Just tell them be quiet, don't record anything, just shut up.
I would have Kit Harington execute and say he gave out spoilers. Even if he didn't, just to set an example to the rest of the crew.
Would you do it after he filmed all of his scenes?
Oh, yeah, probably that's a good idea.
Then it'd be too late to stop the spoilers.
Oh, no. Well, it doesn't matter whether he actually gave out spoilers or not, Keo.
No, you don't understand. People are intercepting the spoilers from the set while you're in the recording process.
Yeah, but we're not filming them chronologically, so we can get all of Jon Snow's scenes done. Still have stuff not unspoiled by killing him.
Yeah, but okay, I guess you can have all of his stuff spoiled, but I don't know. That seems kind of counterproductive to release spoilers to set a
No, the
send a
point
message.
is we kill him in front of the rest of the crew, and
All right.
after accusing him of spoiling.
Well, how could you accuse someone if there's no spoilers
You don't
that
need
got
proof, you
out?
just kill him, Keo!
It's the
Who's
game of
gonna believe you?
spoilers, Kiorein.
I don't think the people making the show, like the production crew, are checking out the internet for spoilers. They're just working on the show and going home when they're done.
Don't you think they'd investigate if one of the crew members died in front of them?
No, they'd be scared. And they'd be like, oh, we better not release any spoilers.
I have an idea that I think might work.
Yes.
So I say what you do is you build an elaborate set that has nothing to do with the show itself.
Uh-huh.
And you just record scenes in there and make it seem like that's the actual Game of Thrones that you guys are recording.
Mm.
Meanwhile...
So, are you going to, double the budget to do this?
Yeah, exactly. Look, how much do you think this anti-drone stuff costs? Just put the money towards that.
Yeah, you can finally trick the book nerds into thinking that Strong Bell is going to show up finally.
Yeah, exactly.
What if you made, a better second version that gets spoiled and never released?
You hire other actors, so you hire other actors too. They'll be like, "Oh, Paul Giamatti's coming in for a guest spot on Game of Thrones," but really he's just there to steer you away from the truth.
Aren't they considering having Arnold Schwarzenegger as a guest?
Probably. I mean, they had Ed Sheeran on, so
They should have made him play what was the fat guy's name?
Samwell?
No, that's from Lord of the Ring, dummy.
No, that's here too. Samwell Tarly.
Yeah, he should have been Samwell Tarly's dad to explain his inferiority complex.
Would they explain why Samwell Tarly's dad has an Austrian accent?
No, they never do, and they never will.
My son's a disgrace. Look at him. His flabby bones. All right. Now that we've done all of that, let's get on to a segment that's near and dear to everybody's heart. Kiorain's got a problem. It's time for Kiorain's Crackdown.
Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo.
Yeah, I'm pretty mad about this. It's really annoying. There's this forlorn man near my apartment just kind of hanging around outside.
He's just hanging out.
Oh, that's sad.
Explain to me what you mean. He wants inside?
No, he's just out there, just kind of being an eyesore. It's really annoying, and I want you guys to take care of this.
Well, forlorn, isn't he just looking? Isn't he one in?
I don't know what he wants. He just looks really sad, and that's a downer, man. I don't want to see that.
Why don't you ask him why he's sad?
I don't want to talk to him.
Why don't you call the cops?
I did, and they said he wasn't breaking any laws.
Okay, here's what you do. You get a water bottle. You fill it with piss.
And
then you dump it on him.
That sounds unnecessarily cruel, Swanson.
Why?
Well, that'll get him to leave.
Why?
Okay,
What
how
if
about
it just
this?
makes him sadder?
All right, how about this? You get a water bottle, okay? Or a spray bottle.
Okay.
A spray bottle.
Spray bottle.
You fill it with piss.
Okay.
Now you spray it on him.
That's the same thing.
No, it's different. This time you're not dumping it all on him at once. Now you've got a reserve.
What if he gets mad?
The same
and
problem will
attacks
happen. What'd you say?
What if he gets mad?
I don't know if he's capable of being mad. He's pretty pathetic.
Have you considered giving him a lollipop?
What?
What?
Why would I give him my precious candy? That's for me.
You can't possibly eat all that candy, Keo.
over the course of a decade, I absolutely can and will.
You're not even going to be alive for a decade.
Rude.
You guys told me I was going to make it through this knife wound, so...
Yeah, but how many other knife wounds are there going to be?
Well, hopefully none, because you're not going to stab me again.
We'll see.
So are you going to take care of this man or not?
Well, I can't take care of him. Would stabbing him do anything? Wait, you're fine with him being stabbed, but you don't want to dump a little piss on him?
You don't want to give him a lollipop?
I'm saying pouring urine on him is just gonna make him sadder
or mad.
If he's capably mad, he might get mad, and then he might attack me.
Well, if you spray some urine on him, maybe he'll be like, now I gotta go home and clean myself.
What if he doesn't have a home?
Maybe that's why he's looking forlornly into your house.
Well, yeah, I have pictured there's some kind of really sad backstory behind it, but I don't really
sleep in
care.
Your garage.
Have you told him to just go away?
Yeah, and he looked at me and a single tear left his eye.
But he didn't go away? I don't know. I think he's a bad guy if he knows what you're saying. Wait, does he know what you're saying?
I have no idea. I don't know if he cried because I said that or if he was just crying.
Have you tried saying go away again in Spanish?
I don't really know how to say that in Spanish.
Didn't you take
all the Spanish I learned was pretty polite and...
Okay, Swanson, what if we cover a knife in piss and stab him with it?
Oh, that'll work. That's the best of both worlds right there.
I don't know what you need the piss for.
To appease Swanson.
It acts as a disinfectant.
I don't think that's how that works. But okay, I think we've got this problem knife solved. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Now let's go eat, huh?
I think we have to keep recording this, right?
Good story.
All right, and now it's time for Trailer Bulk.
What?
Boys.
Shut up. Now it's time for our favorite segment, Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo.
Bum 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 bum.
Every time I close my eyes.
Yep. Okay. Trailer Blazers is where we talk about the latest and greatest in trailers. This week we've got some good ones, like this show, Good Omens.
It's a buddy cop. One of them's an angel, and one of them's a demon.
Are they police officers?
No, one of them's an angel, the other's a demon.
They're eternal beings.
What do they do?
Anything they want.
They're trying to prevent Armageddon right now.
It's supposed to be a funny time, but there's not a whole lot of the joking going on, really.
That's amusing.
It just looks kind of goofy. Yeah. I think
it's a goofy show.
It's a goofy time. It's fun. Looks cool.
It's got David Tennant in it.
It's just one. It's just like two ends.
And then there's some other guy,
Michael Sheen. Anyway, they're angels and demons, and they have to prevent the apocalypse or whatever. It's a good time.
Yeah, because they misplaced the Antichrist. I don't think they actually mentioned that in the trailer.
I mean, we see a baby basket being handed off to a demon, to David Tennant, so...
Yeah, but there's not like a shot of him dropping the baby.
All right, guys.
And having to find a pile of babies and having to figure out which one it was.
Having watched this trailer, where do you think this season's going to go?
I think they're going to become police officers. And they're going to shoot and kill an unarmed black man.
Well, hold on. This is England.
So there's no black people.
Oh! I'm not sure about that.
I thought England got rid of them all.
Oh, dear. Well, they might once Brexit comes around.
I thought that's what Brexit meant.
They haven't done it yet. They're kind of figuring out how ruined the country's going to be.
Relatable. That's a bold
Topical.
stance, Kiorein, considering nothing in this trailer suggests that anything like that would happen.
I don't think either of them even know what guns are.
I'm sure they know what guns are.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. They're going to hang out with God, and they're going to kill God.
Oh.
Ooh.
Does one of them become God?
They have to fight to become God.
They're going to fight to become God, but then it was actually a test all along, and God's mad at them for
failing.
And that's where we go to season 2.
Nice. This is a good show.
Well, I read the book, but also I forgot everything about the book.
Oh, there was a book?
Yeah, there was a book written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett.
Okay. Was it good?
It was okay.
A solid recommendation.
My dad liked it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good show. I don't know. It looks fine.
Dinger.
Looks like it could be entertaining.
It looks like it'll be better than the next thing we watched, which was the trailer for the final season of House of Cards.
Where's Kevin Spacey?
He's dead.
How?
I presume they'll explain that in the first episode. I don't know. We see a casket in a funeral, so what do you think happened?
Why is his wife president? How did that happen?
Because things.
What is House of Cards? I don't even know what
It's
it
a show
is.
about presidency.
It's about this guy from the South, and he's a real big jerk, but he keeps climbing in power.
Wow, that's totally unrealistic.
And he's played by Kevin Spacey.
Fake.
That would never happen.
I can't watch a show that unrealistic.
Yeah, that he would actually have to be like another member of staff before becoming president. That's ridiculous.
Of staff.
Isn't he a member? Wasn't he working for the administration before he became president?
No, he went from senator to vice president, and then got the president impeached.
Anyway, a lot of this.
That's slightly
Anyway,
shady.
a lot of this is talking about ominous things. It's a lot of people being like, "Do you fear her?" And he's like, "I fear her more than I fear God himself."
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of political drama. Looks, I don't know, like a lot of talking.
Yeah. There's a lot of Miss President lady.
I hope it just ends with
What's
her
her name?
starting a nuclear war.
And that's it.
Everyone dying. Yeah.
There's a lot of her being like, "I'm the president now, and I'm a woman."
I'm never going to listen to a man.
Yeah, there's a lot of that happening, which
I know exactly how this show's gonna end.
okay.
So, she's gonna sell the country to China, and they're gonna drag the landmass of America over to China with tugboats.
And they're just going to start going at it with pickaxes.
Yeah, taking what they
Sure
want.
about- It'll be like one of those salvage operations in India where they just pull it up onto the beach and tear it apart in hours.
Yep.
And just like that, America's gone.
That would be the best possible outcome for us, I think.
And then it'll cut to a table with a house of cards built on it, and the house of cards is going to collapse.
Whoa.
And then the theme song.
No, even more confusing.
See, it's a metaphor.
No, even more confusing. The theme song to The West Wing plays.
And what is that theme song, Swanson?
I don't know. Yeah, the classic West Wing theme song. Anyway,
Okay, did we watch anything else?
No, that was it. I mean, we did what?
All right, good podcast, guys.
We did watch a television show.
Oh, no.
That's right. This week we watched The Neighborhood, the new CBS sitcom about wacky race relations.
Does the show have anything going for it besides the race stuff?
That's the show, so...
Yeah, it's incredibly low budget and...
Well, yeah, it's a CBS sitcom. Is there... It's just one conjoined set. I don't think that I've seen them in another set.
It's like they just stopped at, let's have a white guy move in next to a black guy. And they decided to write 22 scripts.
And the scripts went through one draft each.
For sure. So, this generic white family, like the most generic white family, I think.
For some reason, they only have one kid.
Well, yeah, they're just starting out. They're moving into a neighborhood in LA that is...
They call that a practice kid.
They're moving into the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's the name of the neighborhood, I guess, because we don't get any actual details about the neighborhood. Or any other people who live in the neighborhood. They're all extras.
Apparently it's supposed to be very low income.
Well, that's the...
There's a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Black people don't have a lot of money.
Should we talk about the intro to the show?
You mean the intro music?
Yeah.
The one that's like 2 seconds?
But it's someone being
welcome
like...
to the block, welcome to the hood, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, where it's someone just like rapping, being like, welcome to the block, welcome to the hood. It's like, what?
That's it?
And also all of like the stinger music, like for in between scenes, is just like random, like, yeah. Like, not even hip-hop from, like, this decade. It's, like, early 90s hip-hop.
It's like, yeah, Curtis, whatever his name was. These are the breaks.
Curtis Blow.
Check it out.
Sorry, and he wants you to know that this is the neighborhood. Check it out. Yeah, so the episode opens with the white family in the car being all white.
There's a talking about the backstory.
Yeah, pretty much.
Expositing.
And it's
this little kid's like very utilitarian about things.
Expand on that.
Like grandmother, he's like very quick to the point instead of saying dumb kid stuff. Just explaining what happened. Like
this is what I like to call
the grandmother.
Yeah, this is what I like to call a writer's room kid. Which is that he's not a kid that actually exists. He's just a bunch of writers needing to put lines into a child's mouth.
Yeah.
An exposit child?
That's good too. Oh shit. An exposit child.
Anyway, they basically set up how there's a grandma who's very upset that they're moving to this black neighborhood.
Because she's racist. And then we get...
Also, you can hear a police helicopter flying overhead during the scene.
Are you sure it's just not like a regular helicopter?
No, it's a police helicopter. Because it's the neighborhood.
But yeah, the kid mentions that he sees a bunch of black people as they drive by, and that's funny, I guess. The kid can...
hilarious to CBS audiences.
This child can discern race. How hilarious.
That black person's talking to us better. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but they make it clear once they move in that this is not a white couple gentrifying into a black neighborhood. It's just a white couple slumming it, essentially.
But they're still rightfully treated as invaders.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't do anything technically bad. Not in this episode, anyway.
But they're... all the property taxes are going to, like, double by the end of the season.
Yeah, they don't talk about that at all. Like, the guy, Cedric the Entertainer plays, like, the dad of this next-door black family. Calvin, I think is his name, or something like that.
And Hobbs.
No, he didn't name his kid Hobbs.
Yeah, the property values can't double because the LA house prices are already, like,
$10 million
outrageous no matter where you
per
are.
unit. Per bedroom.
But yeah, this is technically a predominantly black cast.
Yeah.
Because the family has 4 people in it, one of whom doesn't live there but is always there.
He's just hanging around.
But yeah, Cedric the Entertainer is Calvin, who is distrusting of the white people, which, yeah, makes sense.
Yes. Come on, get rid of them. Put them in that BBQ.
So the joke...
Oh my god.
The joke that is most baffling here on this introduction is that the son comes in or whatever, having met the white family, as they're like, "Howdy, we're your white neighbors. We'll show our white."
And he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
And he comes in, and his dad's like, "Hey, we got new neighbors already?" He's like, "Yeah, their last name's Johnson." And he's immediately just like, "All right, black people, obviously," because no white people are ever named Johnson.
Well, maybe there's like a thing where it was like a Muslim name, or like
expand on that.
A really African name. I don't know. Maybe blacks are maybe there's like some. Maybe he was afraid. Maybe he's got some old racism of his own.
Well, yeah, that's what they're positing in this, is that he's a little racist himself. Which, all right, sure. But I don't. I think it's hilarious that the idea of just like, oh yeah, immediately after hearing the last name Johnson, the blandest of last names. This is clearly a white man, or this is clearly a black guy. And yeah, then they go next. Then he finds out the secret, horrible truth that these are in fact white folks, and
yeah, the Halloween theme starts playing, or the Exorcist one.
Yeah,
which are incredibly.
It's a groundbreaking revelation. It's a huge deal. There's even somebody filming it because it's such a momentous occasion.
White people have shown up in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Calvin and his wife come over and introduce themselves. Calvin does not want any of this.
Hell nah.
He might as well have said that.
Shit.
They have like this talk. They have this talk about like race, and it feels like something from like
white people would say.
It feels like something from like '98.
From a 1998 all-white writer's room.
It feels like something that would never happen in a million years.
There's a fun bit about Cedric doing a white voice, though.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that. This child actor does some stuff, comes in, he's like, "I'm a kid," but he's garbage.
Anyways, there's a bit of a B-plot where it turns out that the moving van is delayed. And so... first thing, we get the horny camping talk between the husband and wife.
They're not.
That was really good stuff. That got me going.
Wait,
right
is this
there.
a B plot?
Maybe it's like a D plot.
I don't think there was a B plot in this episode at all.
I don't think there was any payoff to this. The second thing is that when she explains what happened, that there was a huge accident on the highway, the husband's like, "Oh, good. Oh, that's great."
Well, yeah, he needs an excuse for them to go to the party they got invited to. Because as the son explains, the son that doesn't live there, who...
the nerd son.
Sure. They don't really establish him as the nerd son,
I think he went to college.
Which makes him a nerd.
I assume he's a nerd because he's actually got a job.
Yeah, only nerds have jobs.
That's the one cornerstone of nerddom, having a job.
In this economy?
Yeah, we get a lot of good jokes about his other son who lives at home, Malcolm, not having a job. Love those jokes.
Every joke about that character is, "Oh, you're unemployed."
Yeah, so when they... Are we at the BBQ yet?
I mean, I was about to go there, yeah.
Yeah, there's just this one point when they walk past the set, and you can see some people in the alleyway playing football.
What, you've never played football in the alleyway?
No. It was making me think of The Room and how much I'd rather be watching that.
Alley football, come on.
Ali football.
Yeah, so their child's name is Grover, by the way, which is something we find out. That's an objectively bad name for a kid, right?
Yeah.
What were they going for with naming him Grover?
White people name their kids like this, and black people name their kids like this.
I guess, yeah.
Except they don't.
I've never met a person named Grover in my life, other than Sesame Street. But yeah, the dad, whose name I don't remember, the bland white guy. Is his name like Max or something?
We'll never know because we can't remember.
He tries to bond with Calvin to no avail because he doesn't want any of it. Eventually, everyone else leaves the party because they're unimportant. They're extras, and all that's left is Max and his son and his wife. And his wife's been learning words that white people apparently don't know, like thirsty.
Thirsty?
Well, is thirsty a word that white people aren't supposed to know?
According to CBS, they think it's something only black people use.
Like, I blanked this out of my memory. Can you explain this to me?
Is this more?
She's hanging out with the wife, Calvin's wife, who is much more accepting and like is kind of cool. And she says to her husband that she's having a good time. She's been learning words that she never heard before, like thirsty.
Who wrote this?
The same people who wrote God Friended Me, presumably. Actually, this might be worse.
I think it is worse. Because there's no real race relations in God Friended Me.
Hey, Swanson, do you want to take a break to recap the entire first episode of God Friended Me?
No, I'll say this much instead. Don't watch it. But yeah, I don't... Like, thirsty is not a word that white people know, I guess, huh? I guess. I don't know.
Not any white people over the age of 45.
What do they say? Parched?
No, they don't have sex because they're over 45.
Well, it's not even that the word itself, thirsty, is not known. It's the terminology of it, which is like that you want that dick or that pussy.
Yes. No, definitely that dick.
Well, you can be thirsty for a lady too, Stairmaster. Jesus, don't be sexist.
I mean, in the context of the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's all about getting dick.
Really? Okay. This show seems pretty asexual.
Expand on that. Go ahead, Stair. Explain it.
I don't know. Maybe not.
All right. These people are too white for me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm weirded out by their bland whiteness.
Oh yeah, we get into that like in the second episode.
Yeah, these people
where they basically do Dad Swab.
But yeah, basically the episode's climax, the crux of the episode, is revolved around Max decides that he's gonna repair the relationship between Calvin and his brother and his son, because his job is he's a crisis manager or something like that.
Like Jack Bauer.
Oh, sure, except he's in like sure. He's Jack Bauer. That's his job.
It would have been a better show if it had been Jack Bauer.
If it was just Kiefer Sutherland?
No, if it had been Jack Bauer, the character.
Well, he would never be home.
Yeah,
and his house would probably get bombed.
Like, Cedric and Jack Bauer have to team up to kill terrorists.
Oh, so it's like Die Hard 3?
And then the next episode, they're having a barbecue.
I would watch an episode of 24 that's like Die Hard 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't go well. They leave the party after some vaguely racist things are said.
Yeah, and then we get like the end of the episode.
You mean like they were being said?
What was that, Keo?
You mean like they were being said the entire episode where they made the same joke like 50 times?
Yeah, pretty much. So then afterwards, we get some very half-hearted race relations between Malcolm and Max. Where he's just like, I don't know, I just feel like everybody should be treated equally in this country. And Malcolm's like, yeah, I guess I get that's why that's easy for you as a white man to say that. And that's it. It's never discussed again.
Anyways, should we... A brief mention about the crackhead Victor guy?
They discuss one neighbor in the neighborhood.
Who smokes crack.
That's good.
So, should they be afraid for their lives that there's drug use and gangbangers, apparently, off-screen at all times in this neighborhood?
Like, they're literally just off camera, like, on the other side of the street, like, looking
They
over
point
at them.
off camera to Victor's house.
The camera pans over and you just see Marlowe.
He's smiling after he just beaten up somebody.
Yeah, Chris is there and he's stomping on a guy's face.
Yeah, that's the first episode, but that's not all, gentle viewers. We watched 2 episodes of this show. The second episode is...
it starts off with Sanford and Son.
It's called Welcome to the Repipe.
What does that mean?
Well, they have to repipe a house, so...
Oh, why are they being...
So it's like the name of the show, but it's like a different word after...
So it's sort of
Welcome
like Hunter
to.
x Hunter, where each episode was something x something.
Sure, or
Yeah,
like Friends,
except-
like millions of other shows that do this.
Anyway, yes, Sanford and Son. They're going to the scrapyard for some reason.
Well, he's like a car mechanic or something, so he needs something for like cars. I don't know.
I think he needed a part for his car or
So
something.
he's like, let's go to the scrapyard.
He was talking about sales.
Whatever. And yeah,
I'm sorry.
they go to the neighborhood, and
They sure do.
Anyway, meanwhile at White Person HQ,
At the White House.
yeah, they're trying to unpack all of their boxes, but they're not very good at packing.
A passport and a baseball glove?
In the same box?
If you've ever moved, you'll relate to these jokes.
We haven't, though, because we'll never have enough money to own a house.
Yeah.
Or property.
I've never moved in my life. I've lived in one stationary place, the Earth.
We put them in the ground.
Yeah, so Max is bringing down a single string of Christmas lights to the basement, and it's flooded.
I'm starting to think the show might not have a very high budget.
Well, they only have one intern, and they can only send them to so many places.
They put just enough money into this show so that it can be on the background on people's TVs
What, they're going to put...
where they're not watching
Yeah,
it at all.
right after NCIS ends.
Yeah, this comes on. And by then, your grandparents and your parents are just too tired to change the channel.
I guess this might be more of a Blue Bloods follow-up.
I actually don't know what comes on after that or before this, but
I don't either. I don't care.
yeah,
Don't at me.
The basement's flooded. We get some fun physical comedy where they're trying
I was
to
starting to...
yeah.
Yeah, I was starting to think that the white dad might be a man-child. Maybe.
I don't know. He seems bland. He could be anything. He's a
It could be anything.
he's a piece.
He's an open canvas for us to project our feelings on.
He literally is an open canvas in that there is nothing. He might as well be like featureless. He has the most bland face.
Yes, it feels like they went to a stock image website and hired one of its models.
I'm pretty sure he's an amorphous figure because I saw there was a scene where he reached out for something and his arm stretched in a way that suggested he didn't have any bones.
And then it came out of the screen and tried to grab me.
Yeah. So they get a leak and they don't know how to fix it because I don't know. White people don't know how to fix.
White people aren't in touch with houses or actually doing things with their hands.
I guess. I don't think that's what the show is actually implying this time around. It just seems like these are two people who don't know
That's white privilege.
how to fix a leak. So cut to Calvin and his son. He's trying to get him to hurry up. Because they need to go before his corny white neighbor shows up and does something corny. And
guess what? He shows up right when he didn't want him to.
Oh, and he's corny.
Is this show breaking you, Swanson?
Not any more than anything else.
Um,
We get an extended sequence about plumbers being freaky. There's like a running gag throughout the episode that I guess plumbers are like weird. And apparently Calvin's never played Mario.
I think this is supposed to be like a quirk of Calvin.
That he thinks plumbers are weird?
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think that the writers genuinely think black people are afraid of blue-collar workers.
I don't know.
We
Or
are.
anyone who went to an apprenticeship.
We are.
Oh. So, you see an electrician trade school and you feel very uncomfortable.
Just the name. Electrician Trade School.
Just the name, the electrician. No. What if he pulls the wire out of the wall and shocks me with it?
The Calvin's wife offers to take Max's wife back to their place to let her use the shower and all that, and we get this inane subplot
About how white people don't know how to clean themselves.
Also, that the subplot itself. We'll get into the subplot itself in a second, but yeah, there's an extended sequence where she gives Max's wife a washcloth, and she doesn't know what it's used for. And the implication is that white people don't use washcloths?
What the fuck are these?
That's not the implication. That's what they flat out say.
What the fuck is wrong with baby boomers?
Who doesn't use a fucking washcloth? It's right there. What do you...
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be there if you didn't know what it was. You'd have to...
Like a this is what you're supposed to use them for.
I know, but...
Who are these writers?
Sound like...
These dirty-ass writers who aren't fucking using washcloths.
Well, they think that white people don't use washcloths.
Apparently the writers don't know a single white person has used a washcloth? How does that even...
Maybe they're all models who are in the... Maybe they're all ripped out of those soap commercials.
I feel like even soap...
I feel like
show. I feel like even soap models...
women just constantly lathering themselves up. And
you don't think they use washcloths?
No, not in those commercials.
Oh, yeah.
They watch the commercial and they think that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, no washcloths or anything. How are you supposed to clean your grundle?
How are you supposed to scrub with your bare hands?
Yeah, that's gross. Now your hands are dirty. What are you going to use? Not a washcloth, apparently.
Yeah, you just coat yourself in soap and then rinse it off.
I guess you could use your own tongue. There's a lot of friction on that.
So these nasty-ass white people who aren't using washcloths...
They're going to give bubonic plague to everyone.
Yeah, and then there's actually a C plot in this episode too, which is the Dad Swab.
That's the A plot.
Is that the A plot? I don't know. The A plot seems to be the plumbing thing.
That's why the Dad Swap happens.
Oh, okay. I guess it's
like an A and B plot.
Yeah, I guess. But
it's an evolving plot.
We get a scene of Max and his son, and Max is sort of just tossing the ball directly to him as he stands right next to him, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing great." And that's a funny joke about millennials, I guess. I don't know.
We give our kids participation trophies, and it's really disgraceful.
And he has to go help Malcolm because him and Calvin have a fight, and Calvin decides he's not going to help with the pipe because Malcolm wants to use this YouTube tutorial, which is probably a good way to figure out how to do a pipe if you don't know how.
Or a good way to break your house.
Well, it's either or.
Even if the tutorial's right. Yeah.
What if the episode ended with the house just falling over and then they move out?
Welcome to the neighborhood.
The dad becomes really bigoted.
Yeah, he just drops a big N.
It's like that scene in The Sopranos where the guy gets carjacked.
I think that's the season finale. It's going to be called Welcome to the N-Word.
Oh, no!
Yeah, so this kid is bad. This kid's a bad actor, which, like, that's to be expected. Child actors are 9 times out of 10 bad. Like, you don't usually get the cast of Stranger Things when you get kid actors for
The Wire.
when you get kid actors for a sitcom. And it doesn't help that the writing he's an exposit child, as Keo said. And that doesn't change here either, where his whole purpose is to just sort of set up jokes for Calvin.
Yeah. So anyways, Calvin swaps out and starts teaching the kid how to play catch and immediately beams him in the eye.
Because the kid doesn't actually know how to catch.
Yeah.
And
he's like, tough luck.
Yeah, he's like teaching him lessons, I guess, but is he actually? Because they have he's like sitting down and he gives him a popsicle to put on his eye and he's like teaching him like, you got to be a man because being a man's manly.
Well, that checks out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
know.
Yeah, it's mostly a bunch of platitudes, meaningless junk. This show is entirely without substance or soul.
Well, the idea of what they're going for here is that the Calvin and Max's son talking, and then Max and Malcolm talking is like a parallel of their parenting styles or some bullshit.
Ultimately, the point is that both sides have good points, and that ergo you should resort to compromise instead of killing your congressman.
I mean, sure, politics aren't really brought up at all, so I don't know.
Yeah, but that's like a specter looming over us every day now at this point.
I don't know. This episode, and it feels like the show at this point, is like more about the relationship between Calvin and his son than it is about anything else. Like that's the thing that they talk about the most.
Yeah, you could just got rid of the white people and made this.
Yeah,
a Sanford and Son ripoff.
Yeah, why are the white people even here?
Because other white people on CBS wouldn't watch it.
Oh, yeah, good thinking. Yeah.
Anyways, one highlight here is that he gives the kid a bat and pitches and immediately gets winged in the nuts.
Yeah, it's a real America's.
One nut.
It's a real America's Funniest Home Videos thing. No, it's both nuts, I think.
No, he said it was one nut. He said that he almost hit a triple.
I thought he meant his penis too. He said he hit a double. He hit a double.
I think that meant one ball and the baseball collided.
Oh, maybe. So
no, I'm probably wrong.
Let's expand on this. Let's really dive into this penis analogy.
I mean, how would it hit his balls without also smashing its dick?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe he did
pulverize.
Well, how would it hit one ball without hitting the other? They're pretty close.
I don't know. The Lord works in mysterious ways, Swanson.
Yeah, you're right.
They're close, but not in the exact same location,
I think it would be
Swanson.
Suffer like monotesticular injury trauma.
It's definitely
what if there's
possible.
a whole plot line where he suffered testicular torsion because of the?
Oh no! Just twisted around from the impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to.
Now we gotta look up what that surgery's called.
Yeah, I was gonna say welcome to the vas deferens.
Oh no.
All right. Anyway,
testicular torsion treatment.
Let's be silent. Astaire does this search.
Oh, they gave the name for one operation, which is sewing the testicle to the scrotum to prevent further recurrence.
Okay, we didn't have to say it. Could have just said the name.
It's called orchiopexy.
Ah, yes. Welcome to orchiopexy. All right. So back in this B plot here, this wife is bad. Like, this white lady is bad.
Oh, she's like a woman child.
She's bad. She's a bad person.
She just puts on the wig without asking.
She puts on so the joke here for this episode is that black ladies wear wigs sometimes.
And actually, wigs have been worn throughout history by women.
Well, yeah, but the joke is specifically that this black lady has a collection of wigs, and this white woman is, like, amazed.
Yeah.
What a crazy culture clash we're experiencing on this television program.
And she puts on the wig, which, like, that's set up from a mile away. You can see it happening. You're like, oh yeah, this horrible lady's gonna put on this wig.
Have we mentioned there's a laugh track? I feel like that's incredibly important detail.
I mean, it's a CBS sitcom. I figured that was implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine this show without the laugh track, though.
Oh, God.
It would feel...
That'd be worse than Big Bang Theory or Friends.
It would feel so devastating.
Yeah, it's just like
people
they say something
to each other all the time.
Without the laugh track, I wouldn't know when to laugh. I would just cry.
They say something racial, and then it's just dead silent for a few seconds, and then they.
Oh wait!
talking.
Should dramas have cry tracks? Like tracks of just audiences crying that they play during really sad moments.
No, they should have a guy going like, "Oh no!"
So it would be me.
Yeah, just have a stare track.
Oh! Oh God!
Is that what you said when this lady puts on this wig?
Oh no, that's
why?
bad.
Why are you doing this? Come on, lady.
So the
you just got out of the shower.
The other lady comes in, and she's all like, so you put it on the wig, huh? That's fine. I don't actually care.
She wags her finger sassily. It's like,
she's actually totally okay with it, which I guess is better than what I was expecting, which was that we were going to get a scene about, like, a joke where it's like, you never touch a black lady's wig.
I was hoping she would murder
her. But then she reveals that she has a whole closet full of wigs, and they try them on and have a good time.
They're friends now.
They're all friends. Da 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 da.
What?
Anyway.
I don't know anything about the song, sorry.
Anyway, yeah, they try on wigs, and that's it, I think. There's no, like...
Well, yeah, then the husband comes home.
Well, yeah, that's the very end. That's the very end.
After crippling ball annihilation.
But yeah, first him and his son reconnect or whatever. His son...
I don't even remember anything.
Well, yeah, the ending, the payoff.
Yeah.
His son fixes the pipe successfully with Max, and like they celebrate or whatever, and his dad's just like, okay, because he's emotionally,
and he sees a stone on the ground.
Yeah, black people can't display joy.
It's one of the Infinity Stones, and he puts it in the gauntlet.
No, that's the post credits. That's the post credits, Kiorein. Don't spoil.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, he comes. Yeah, they reconnect, and that's the end of the episode, pretty much. But Calvin comes home for this weird style change that happens at the end of this episode.
She's wearing her wig, and it's like time for sex.
She's like, time to put on your Shaft wig. And they make this reference to a movie that's been out for 50 years. Sorry, 40 years.
And they do like a stylistic thing.
Yeah,
with the freeze frame. It's like maybe not for a season 1. Maybe this is more of a season 2 thing.
Maybe not for episode 2. It's just weird and jarring for the end.
Yeah, it's like this show's very thin semblance of reality, just torn apart.
Yeah, just for the sake of a Shaft joke.
It's too bad we're dumb and don't know anything about politics. Otherwise, we could talk more about how weird the race relation stuff is.
I mean, Shaft is cool.
How vacuous.
That's all I'm going to say. Shaft is cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, this is boring and dumb. What do you mean?
The whole premise of the show is that white people are going into a apparently 100% black neighborhood, but they don't really ever make any commentary about like why that is or anything like that. They just make jokes. Basically the same joke repeatedly over and over again, and it's just like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable because we're different races.
And I make it act like racism is just a thing that happened and it's not like perpetuated by a system.
No, what do you mean? That's just like this is a thing that exists.
That's like just like a weird social awkward thing that happens between people.
Yeah, you just notice that someone's a different skin color and you make it a big deal.
Instead of an entire mechanic of oppression.
No, what? You just see someone has like a different race than you are and you make a big deal out of it and get weird and you make yourself all weirded out about it.
It's just like, yeah, this is Blacktown and we're not going to discuss that any further.
They're crazy and wacky here.
Welcome to the Blacktown.
They like peanut butter. Black people like peanut
They like peanut butter?
Would you have preferred he said something else?
Oh, no.
Because Sarah was thinking it.
Oh, no. No, I'm going to be honest. Peanut butter was my first thought.
How was that your first thought? Was it because of George Washington Carver?
Yes. Yes.
That's true.
In the back of my deep subconscious, yeah.
I mean,
in my mind palace.
I mean, I feel like everybody loves peanut butter, other than people with peanut allergies.
No, they still like it. It'll just kill them.
Yeah.
I love this so much that I have forsaken my own life.
Anyway, any final thoughts on this show?
My final thought is no.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
I don't think this is what our country needs right now.
This would be a bad idea for a television show in 2008. It's an even worse idea for a television show in 2018.
That would never be a good idea. It just gets even worse the further you go back in history.
I mean, arguably, it would be a groundbreaking show the further you go back in history.
Oh, man. Imagine this in 1978.
Yeah, it would have been like a cool show probably in 1978. Anyway, this is a huge not recommend for me.
Yeah, go watch God Friended Me instead. Which we will never discuss. Because God has strucken us down.
Yeah. Keo, I take it you don't recommend this?
Yes.
I said no. No means no,
I don't
Swanson.
know. I mean, maybe...
Well, see, Swanson's white, so he doesn't understand the concept of consent.
I don't think that's a race-specific thing. There's a kind of a prominent black figure who...
Oh, you mean Morgan Freeman?
Well, yeah.
No,
Jamie
Bill
Foxx.
Condor.
Wait, Jamie Foxx? Oh, okay, let's not.
Yeah, he's part of... he's got, like, some accusations.
That's a tune out for the neighborhood. And that's about it. But hey, listen. If you have anything that you want to get off your chest and send to us, we do have an email address. And that's tvtuners@gmail.com.
No more race stuff,
Sorry,
please.
That's tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Keo?
I don't understand what you're talking about. tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Never
that's
heard
right.
of that.
You can send us emails and we'll get back to them. Just like this email we got from Chuck Nasty.
Huh?
It's called Jack Ryan. Dear TV Tuners, nice job talking about Jack Ryan for 10 minutes during the last 15 minutes of the show. I watched the whole season, and you'll be surprised to learn that Jack Ryan gets the brown guy in the end. Take that, child victims of airstrikes.
Oh, I thought you meant he gets with Wendell Pierce.
You were right.
Romantically.
Okay. You were right in that all of those Office characters, such as the IT girl who freezes the bad guy's bank account, never show up again ever. The bomb that blows up the office is a figurative one at the end of the first episode. Also, that UAV pilot is unfortunately the best part of the show. Makes you forget you're watching Jack Ryan. Haven't those assholes ever played a Tom Clancy game?
Oh no!
Anyway, keep it on fleek, Chuck Nasty. Oh, Kia was right. People still use it.
Oh!
Wow.
I feel so vindicated.
Anything from that expose on the rest of the season of Jack Ryan that you guys think is interesting?
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Sounds pretty explanatory. Where I thought everything was going to go, pretty much.
I'm sad he doesn't kiss Bunk.
Would that have made? I guess that would have made the show better. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably kisses random lady.
The French SWAT lady.
Sure. Anyway, that's that's it for this week's episode. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Jesse Swanson.
I'm at Stairmaster too.
I'm at twitter.com.
You're
put in promo code TV Tuners.
Wait, you are.
Wait, did I say that
Twitter.com?
wrong? No, I'm on twitter.com. I have an account
just
on
say
there.
your account.
Oh, it's real? Donald Trump.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize.
There's some implications.
None of them good.
What?
Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Make sure you can email us, and if you want to talk to us via the show, you can talk to us at TV Tuners on Twitter, or use the TV Tuners hashtag.
Yes, talk to us. We'd like a friend.
Yeah, we could always use some rousing words of encouragement.
Please.
Anything. Make sure you subscribe, rate and review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, any of your podcasters of choice. We're on all of them. Leave a review, that'd be great. And until next time, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
Can't stop thinking about freaking you.
I found him.